Hello and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today I have a Parker 45 for you, and I purchased this along with the Sheaffer 330 in a lot auction, I should say. So I have a video on the Sheaffer 330, and I thought I would go ahead, stay on a roll, and do the Parker 45 as well. How do I know this is a Parker 45? Well, it says it on the cap. It's really hard to see it on this one. There it is. So, Parker 45. Oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this in the daylight. You can actually see it. And then it says made in the USA. And it has that lovely Parker arrow. It has a brushed steel cap. And then, but wait, there's more. It has this really interesting nib. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. It's kind of inset, and then you can see the M right there underneath to designate the nib as a medium. And the other thing on this is that it has a very nice decorative band, but it has a converter that says Parker. All right, so that is a squeeze converter. Mainly, it's like tweezers, right? So you just kind of squeeze in there and then it draws up the ink. And I believe, yeah, this converter comes out. So I shouldn't have done it that way. You're supposed to have it like that. All right, so I'm gonna put a fill it with Waterman purple ink, and I'm at a loss for my words here. While I do that, let me talk a little bit about this pen. So the Parker 45 was a lower priced offering because that Parker 51, if you have not heard of that or if you know about it, was really selling like gangbusters. And so they said, well, let's see. And by the way, when you push it out in there, you should see some bubbles. That means this converter is great. And anyway, so they were trying to get a lower price offering, so they came up with this Parker 45, and it's also called like the classic, but you can call it Parker 45. There's also the Parker 21, yes. Parker 21, there is a Parker 61, there is a Parker 75, and by the way, the same person who designed the Parker 45 also designed the 61 and 75 as well as the Parker Jotter, and that was Don Doman, D-O-M-A-N. And so I'm going to just compare it real quick to the Parker 51. And that's really what I wanted to do today, because there's a lot of talk online about the Parker 51, which preceded the 45. So again, they just wanted to bring out something that was like similar, but just a more affordable line, if you will. There we go. All right, so you can kind of take a look and see them side by side. It's nice to see that. So this has a jewel on top, that does not. This is a lot slimmer. The 45 is a lot slimmer than the 51. They both have that kind of brushed steel look though. The 51 has the rounded, this one has a slimmer tapered look to it. And then you have a very nice hooded nib on this one, on the 51. I keep saying this one, that one, apologize. And then a really cool looking nib on the 45. Let me talk a little bit about the nib now. So it's called a triangular nib, so you can see the triangle there instead of the hooded nib on the 51. And the inventor was Homer T. Green, and he patented this the year that the 45 was introduced, which was in 1960. No, it was not 1945. It was 1960. And in 1962, Parker actually introduced yet another lower price line that kind of looked like this, but it was under the Eversharp name. In 1962, though, they also came out with the Parker 45 CT, and it had, they got rid of that brushed steel metal cap and put a colored cap on it. So there's the history of this pen. I hope you enjoyed that. And let's see, let me do some measurements here, and then I will do a writing sample. Sorry, I keep going in and out and in and out. All right, so capped, we are right at about 5.5 inches. Here's the TWSBI next to it, if you want to see. Pretty same size, decent sized. Then the Parker 51 is quite a bit, no, not quite a bit. It's just a tad bit smaller. And then I also have, just for fun, my Sheaffer 330, which is around, I want to say similar times, but this is more like 1970, so about a decade later, after the Parker 45. Let me uncap these now. All right, uncapped. Let's put this one here first. So it's right at 5 inches, and uncapped, they're very similar. So let's just do this one. This one is a lot smaller, so you can see that about 1/2 inch smaller there. All right, so let me get these. That should just to give you kind of an idea on the size. Also, I just want to show you on the caps. You can kind of tell this one's a lot rounded, kind of wider. This is slimmer, but really has a very nice look. Can it be posted? Absolutely can. And then it gives you that really nice kind of Parker look. Again, I don't really like my, I don't like to post. It creates some scratches. You can actually see them on this one. It's used. It's okay. I bought it to be utilized, but I tend to not do that. I just literally hold my cap in my other hand and then utilize my pen. But if you have larger hands, you want your pen to be capped, go for it. That's really what it's designed for. So let me put this down. Writing really well. There's quite a bit of tipping on this nib, you can see. So this is and it is a medium nib, and this one has quite a bit of feedback, not like a ton like a dip pen, but a lot more than the Sheaffer 330. And again, this is Waterman Tender Purple. So when I have vintage pens that have any kind of a, like a, squeeze converter, or definitely with a rubber sack, you want to stick with Waterman, Parker, Sheaffer inks. And those are pretty standard, very safe. You definitely cannot use any lubricated inks, so no Iroshizuku. You do not want to use permanent ink, so no platinum carbon black or anything like that. So you want to stick with like safe, easy to use inks. All right, I'm gonna be quiet now and do a writing sample. Can't even see it. Yeah, tiny little bit of feedback on the nice Rhodia paper, and this nib feels very solid. I really like the way it's putting down the ink, a very true medium, I would say. And I mean, goodness, how old is this pen? And it just wrote right off the bat. If you are scared of vintage pens, please don't be. I think they're really amazing. And to be able to pick up a pen, I literally bought it on an auction. I cleaned it out with water. I usually put a tiny drop of Dawn dish detergent. I don't even think I did that with this. Just kind of rinsed it out, rinsed the converter out, and you just saw me ink it up for the very first time. So very pleasantly surprised. It's not an expensive pen at all. You can pick one of these up for under 50 bucks, very cheap. And again, maybe have it last another lifetime for someone else. So don't be afraid of vintage. If you want to, check out the beautiful nibbed Sheaffer 330 that I just did a review on. Another similar price point for that. If you want to upgrade a little bit, go for 51. They're amazing. So with that, tell me what you think about vintage pens. Do you have any? Which one's your favorite? What do you like? What do you not like? If you're scared of vintage pens, share that as well. I would love to hear from you. Until the next video, bye.